Hey guys, so this is a story time. The time from when I had to go to court. Yeah, I had to go to court. I had to go to court behind a ticket. And what had happened was, we was leaving the hospital. My grandmother had surgery. We had spent all day at the hospital, and she went into surgery. She came out of surgery, and then she ended up going right back into surgery. As soon as she came and got into recovery, I think she was in recovery for like an hour, and then they had to take her back into surgery. So we had been there all day. We had the kids with us. They were perfect angels. This was, I want to say, 7 years ago. And so, like I said, we was there all day. So we decided, okay, it's time to go home. We all tired. She's stable. She's resting. Take the kids home. Give them a good meal and stuff. Yeah. So I'm driving down the road. The kids in the back seat. Michi's beside me, and we was behind this dump truck. That hauled rocks, and he had a dome over on his back of his truck because he was hauling rocks, and he had it covered and stuff. But we was driving down the road, and he went through the intersection. I went behind him. I saw the cop in the left hand turning lane, and I was like, when I went through the intersection, I looked up and the light was red. I was like, so I told the kids, I told Selena, Lena, look at mommy's wallet and get her driver's license. I told Michi, look in the glove box and get the registration. They was like, why? I said, because here come the cops. Because when I went through the intersection and I saw that the light, now I didn't see the light. I couldn't see the light because the truck that was in front of me. So I went through the intersection, but I saw him cut his wheel. I saw his wheel turn right. And I was like, here he come. Here he come. So I slowed down because I knew he was coming for me. And next thing I know, he turned on the sirens and he turned on the lights. And I pulled over into the church parking lot. And he got out his vehicle. He was polite and everything. And he was like, do you know why I stopped you? I was like, I have an idea, but you want to elaborate? And he was like, well, I stopped you because you ran the light. He was like, did you not see the light? I was like, well, the dump truck that was in front of me, had a big dome on his, he was carrying rocks or something. He had a big dome. It was covered, and I couldn't see the light. He said, that happens a lot. I'm thinking, I'm going to get a warning. Yeah, he said, I'll be right back. I was like, yeah, he's going to run my stuff and everything, and I don't have any driving offenses. I don't have any record. My record is spotless. Okay. So he comes back. I'm like, okay, he's just going to give me a warning. I'm issuing you a ticket for, what was it? Disregarding a red light. Okay. I was like, well, I guess I'm not getting a warning. So he proceeded to tell me the court date, phone number to call, and all this kind of stuff. So I was okay. I went to court hoping to get a defensive driving class so it won't go on my record. I try to keep my record clean as possible. So I went to court, and the bailiff, clerk, I think it was the clerk, called my name to come up to in front of the judge. So I walked up there in front of the judge and everything. I ain't have anything in my pockets. I ain't have no keys, because they tell you put all that stuff on the table, because you're going to stand right in front of the judge. So I said, okay. I'm walking up there and I was like, I'm good. I'm right. You know. And then here comes the cop standing beside me. The judge asked the cop what happened. The cop proceeded to tell the judge that Miss Banks, which is my maiden name, saw the light has changed and sped up to make it through the intersection. I turned, now this is what I did. Huh? I turned back around and looked at Michi. Michi was like, so he proceeded, and I was like, I'm looking at him like, who are you talking about? Because that was not me. I didn't see the light, you know. So the judge, he laid in on me. When I say he laid in on me, he was like, I don't want to read about you in the paper. You could have killed somebody, or you could have killed your family, and you know, which is true if that would have happened, but it wasn't. So I was like, I got to thinking. I was like, now, he could get me with this ticket, or he can come up with the charge of following too close. So I'm not going to win this. Just, what are you going to do to me? So I'm standing there biting my lip. I mean, I was biting my lip so hard that it was red and it was sore. And so he said, I see you have a clean record. I'm going to let you go to defensive driving school and yada yada yada. If you bring us back the paper, show that you attended the class, which is an 8-hour Saturday class. You in that class for 8 hours. And it was over $200. So I'm like, okay, so this won't go on my record. Let me just go ahead and take the class. I took the class, got my certificate, went back to court, and the clerk said that'd be $100 court costs. I'm like, are you serious right now? Disregarding a red light gonna cost me over $300. She said, yes, ma'am. I said, well, how much is it for following too close? She said, if you would have went to driving school and you got a ticket for following too close, they'll probably run you about $200 something. Are you kidding me? Are you? Yeah. Michi said, shh. I was like, this is ridiculous. So I paid the money, and I was like, I'm walking out of the courtroom like, wow. So backtrack a minute. When the judge got finished laying me out, chewing me out from one side down the other for a offense that I did not do, I'm walking out the courtroom. I was like, baby, why did the cop lie? Why did he lie like that? I'm not understanding. I didn't do what he said. Why is he lying? Michi was like, if you don't be quiet, they gonna lock you up for attempt of court or something. I was like, but it's not fair. You know, that's not what happened. If I did wrong, okay, fine. But tell the truth of what I did wrong. So I was heated. Long story short, I try to make sure I keep my distance from the dump trucks, large trucks where I can't see in front of, over, around. I keep my distance from them just because I learned my lesson. But you know, it's not the first ticket I have had. Lord knows, it's not. I make sure I really do the speeding, because it was like every 5 years I would get a ticket, and every 5 years I was in driver's defense class. And I went to this last class, y'all. Lie to you not, I could have taught the class. Every time the instructor asked the question, everybody's sitting there looking like, I don't know. I hope you don't want me to answer. I'm like, all right, we're going to be here all day long with this. The answer is such, such, such. And every time, I mean, the whole 8 hours, I'm like, I'm just trying to move this class along. You know, this is the answer. So the instructor said, well, sound like to me, you've been here, been in class for quite a few times. Yep, every 5 years. And ain't nothing changed. So he was like, well, either you're going to learn this time or you just going to keep giving up money. And he asked me what happened. I told him what happened. I explained to him what happened in court. And the instructor looked at me like, what district were you in? And I told him. And he was like, that explains a lot. Yeah. Don't do that again. I hope y'all enjoyed my quick story time. I'm going to run and pick Michi up. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace.